Hey, you guys, I wanted to try to give you some church updates in regard to our buildings, in regard to some of our plans moving forward, and some things that we've been working on. When I say I want to try to do that, I want to be very candid with you. This past year has been quite an odd year for a church to have just purchased a new building and to look at remodeling that building and going into a fundraising season and trying to figure out the timing of all of that in the midst of, well, frankly, in the midst of a year that for 11 weeks out of the year, we didn't even meet in a building. It's just been odd, to be quite honest, and it's been a challenge in many ways in that regard. But I just want to thank you for your resilience as I look back over this past year and some of the things that have happened in our church and the things that you've learned and the things that you've had to figure out as well. I just want to tell you, good job and thanks for being so resilient. I have a feeling we're gonna need more of that resilience as we go into this next year. But I want to give you just an update on where I think things are headed and where I hope things are headed. Obviously, anything can happen and things can change, but I want to be as transparent and forthright as I can with you. I want to talk to you a little bit about our new building and a little bit about our old building. Our new building, our building team has continued to be meeting over the last several months. We've met for at least 6 months actually by now. And we've been working on designing a remodel of what this space could look like. And we're really, really excited about that. We're really excited about what that design and function is starting to look like for this space. We're currently in the process of trying to get together an estimate of what that would cost so that we can be fiscally responsible and to be able to put that in front of you and let you know not only what we think this space could look like, but what it would cost for us to be able to do that. So we're currently working on that. I'm really excited about that. I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you when we have all of that information that we can share. I'm also wanting to just give you an update on the old building. When we first moved over here, I really thought this building would work pretty well for us. And in some ways, it's been a pleasant surprise. It's working really, really well. And so there's a few things we think can be better, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But in the meantime, we're going to continue to worship over here and use this space in the ways that we've been using it. We're going to try to make some minor adjustments to it that I think will help it. And we're also going to go ahead and put our Junction Avenue property on the market. We've had a few people express some interest in it, and a few people have looked at it over the last several months. But we believe that it makes lots of sense for us to go ahead and get that property on the market and get the word out that property is available for purchase. And so we're going to start to do that a little more aggressively than we have been in this space and in this building. We're going to try to do some sound improvements. That's one particular need that, can I just tell you, thanks for being really patient on that. I've not really had anybody complain, and if there's something to complain about, there's some particular seats in particular, I guess, that are the sound isn't the greatest, and so we're working on trying to figure out some different ways to improve that sound, and I'm optimistic about that. I think that's gonna work out well. We're also looking at doing some special events in this building and in this space this winter, as frankly, this winter actually has been really mild, but it may not stay that way forever. And so we think there's some things that we can do as a church that will be fun for us as a church and also for our community, some things that we can invite them into this space and do together. So I'm looking forward for those things. I want to encourage you, please be joining us in prayer as we're in this season. There's a lot going on and a lot to be praying about. There's so much that I just would ask in all of what I've just shared, that I'd love for you to be praying for our building team. I'd love for you to be praying for our property sale. I'd love for you to be praying for our leadership in the church, and certainly always covet your prayers for me as we lead through this season. So I also just would encourage you to be praying at how God would want you to be involved in some of this, and how He might want to use you. I trust that you already are doing that, and I ask that you would continue to do that. I'm looking forward to this Sunday. I'm looking forward to worshiping together with you, and I hope you and your family have a wonderful, wonderful week.